what would I be if I didn't go live late at night and I didn't go live early in the morning? So I'm on my way to my day job and I am pretty tired because I was up late last night doing my day job because I'm a workaholic. So here's the deal. It's Friday, and just like last week Friday, I like to take time out to do a creator spotlight, put a spotlight on a credit card creator that I specifically, interact with, like, and enjoy. And this week, I have chosen the Sledge Inc. Team channel, run by great man Dante Sledge out of Tampa. I gotta tell you, man, bright. Oh, Aaron's Awards and Adventures. Man, bright and early on Friday. What's up, Chad? What's up, Aaron? My creator spotlight today is Sledge Inc. Team. Sledge has been a fixture in the credit card community for as long as I've been around, and I've been around since early 2022. But he's just been just all over the place, and I know he consumes a comparable amount of content to me, if not more. And if you go back through his channel, right, and you watch his story about how he got to where he is, our stories are actually kind of similar. You know what I mean? Poor understanding of credit, and then just absolutely obliterating our credit to the point of, judgments and legal actions and such and what have you, and then having to build it back from the ground up in order to get to where we are today. I can confidently say now, I don't know if mine didn't get to legal judgments per se, but I was heavily, heavily, heavily in collections to the point where I just couldn't even see daylight. And I didn't get any massive like come up or cash infusion. It just literally took time and not being able to get anything on credit. And I turned around and was able to buy my first house because I destroyed my credit early. But it's like at one point my credit score was like a 400 or something insanely low. So over the last 20 something years of using credit, trust me, I've been on a credit roller coaster that you wouldn't believe. So our stories are kind of similar. On top of that, Sledge's channel is informative, and he can balance that against real world activities that he will chronicle with him and his son, his wife, and that's anything from Caribbean trips, which are international trips, but normally aren't treated as aspirational since you don't fly very far to get to them. In addition to that, there's what else does he do? Oh, he shows you every card that he applies for. He shuns convention, beats Chase 524, beats the Amex credit card rule. This guy pretty much does it all, and he chronicles everything. He's highly respected in the community. People want to collaborate with him. And just the fact of putting him in front of the right audience, I watched this man's channel almost triple in volume just by being put in the right place with Calvin's Credit Club, 850 Credit Club. So he has the relatability to people, and I what more can I say? Oh, wait a minute. Aaron says Sledge is a great guy, always offering great info in the Discord. His video with Anthony Venture is awesome. Exactly. I've collaborated with him. Anthony Ventures collaborated with him. And then on top of that, one thing I want to point out about Sledge, and hopefully he gets to watch this. I hope, I know I'm going live at an odd time, but since I don't announce him anyway, it shouldn't really even matter. But one thing about Sledge that I can say is he's one of the people who shows the kind of support, very even-handed support of his fellow creators. He has no problem calling out a fellow creator, hey, I heard this here, or check out such and such channel. And now, does that is that a negative against other creators who don't do that as readily, or they only call out certain people? It's not a knock against them, but I'm just saying that Sledge, and that's another similarity between us. Like, I could tell he wants to see everybody win. And because he wants to see everybody win, it's just like, hey, you know what I mean? If this person has good stuff, he doesn't mind calling it out. So, in addition to that, this guy, Penn Fed, ask him about it. You know what I'm saying? Navy Federal, ask him about it. Amazon Prime card, ask him about it. Like, there's really not a lot that you can dip your hands in the credit market and Sledge doesn't know about it. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I was actually kind of torn as to who this week's Creator Spotlight would be. And then actually watched one of his videos where he stayed at the same hotel that I stayed at in Plano. And he always makes the best of situations without really going overboard. You know what I mean? They hate me says, Mr. Do your research. Mr. Do your research. Let me put do not disturb on here so nobody bothers us. That's it right there. Mr. Do your research. Now, there's accusations of repetitiveness and non-innovative content in a credit card niche. I've addressed that. But one thing, and I was speaking about this in the roundtable last night with Dr. Vinny Butts, with John, who was another credit card creator, Matt Clausen, who was another credit card creator, and that is, I didn't expect to be as dedicated to this community as I turned out to be. So with that being said, it's like I can't say I'm dedicated to community and I'm a part of this community without highlighting people who help hold this community up. So that is one of the reasons for the credit card creator spotlight. And then also another thing that I have noticed is that a lot of the times bases of subscribers, I'm not going to call it fan bases, but bases of subscribers tend to be very loyal. And there are a lot of cases where people will love to consume content and not and really only get it from one source. You know what I mean? Credit card points and miles have not become so popular that people have just decided I'm just gonna gobble it up from everywhere. Because let's just face it, some stuff can be dry. So if you find somebody who gives it to you in an exciting way, I get it. Or gives it to you in a way that is compatible for you, I totally get it. But another thing that these creator spotlights do is maybe they might put a set of eyes on a channel that's not suggested by a video that I put out, and for whatever reason, you know what I mean? I don't put out Navy Federal videos. So if I lead you to Sledge, who has Navy Federal videos, maybe you can learn about something that you might be curious about, but I don't cover. I don't have city cards. So if I lead you to someone who has city cards by spotlighting them as a creator, then, you see how that works. So that's why I like to do these, because I don't want to depend solely on the YouTube algorithm to, put people in front of other people who they may be compatible with. John is up early. I am up early too, John. Welcome, John, the creator. I was just talking about him. He's the moderator, but he's one of the creators I was just talking to about yesterday. Sendo says, first live made it to you currently at work. I hear that, Sendo. I'm on the way to work myself. So I want to make sure that this creator spotlight was done, because I expect work to be very hectic this morning, and I was up very late. But you got to do what you got to do. But John, just in case you missed it, last 10 minutes we've been putting spotlight on Sledging Team, well-deserved channel that has just had explosive growth, run by a great guy, and I was just extolling some of his virtues to people who may or may not have been exposed to him. Richie, the CEO in the building. Aaron's Awards and Adventures say, I just want to say thank you. You inspired me to make my first video. Second one in the works. There it is. That right there. Like I said, it's about the community. And there are credit card content creators who are, you know, how do I, I'll just say it the way I'm just going to say it. There are credit card creators who are more a part of the community than they are about the community. Then there are credit card creators who are totally about the community, more so than just being a part. Does that mean either one is bad? No, because it can be arguably said that, oh, well, if you're just all about talking about fellow creators, where's your credit card information? You get what I'm saying? Then it's just like, oh, well, you couldn't learn all that information yourself. Who do you work with? So it's just to point out that duality. But Sledge is definitely about the community, and in this niche of a niche of a niche of a niche, cooperation. It's just needed. That way, that holds it up and gives validity to a lot of the information, and actually helps us learn from one another. And the guy, he's always there, ready to offer information from the top to the bottom on a wide range of cars, on a wide range of products. So that's why Sledge has been this creator. And then on top of that, me and him are we right around the same age, I think. I think maybe a few years older. No, no, I think we're like right around. I want to say we're right around the same age. Could be not. But I had the pleasure to meet him in Vegas, and still, this guy is true to form. He came to the creator meetup, right? And as always, Mrs. Sledge, she was with him, and he came through. He said, "What's up?" But he was on the move because they had shows to hit, they had things to do. And I tell you what, there are people where it's like when I grow up, I want to be like. When I grow up, I want to be like Sledge. He's got this thing down to a science. So, I am telling you, and anybody else who is watching this, if you have questions, if you want to be at the top of your game, there are people who you need to use, essentially, definitely want to refer to. And Sledge is definitely one of those people. I will say it. He has experience. He has failed enough to know enough to be successful in this game. And I tell people all the time, you want to get good at something, get out there and fail. Fail, and fail miserably too. Because I've said it before, no one learns anything if all they do is succeed. All they know how to do is keep doing the same thing. So get out there and fail. Do something that's out of your comfort zone. Do something that the people may not like. And with that, once you do, you may actually expose their leanings as to what it is that you may be able to do better than any other people that you haven't done before. So that is some advice. Um, all right. Oh God. Oh man. Oh, we got a lot of traffic shenanigans going on today. So yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we arrive alive. Goodness. All right, let's go here. Sorry. Let's get to a good safe spot here. So let's see here when I get stable. Read this chat, see what's going on here. But yeah, and by all means, if you're in the comments, drop a Sledge story. Drop a Sledge quote. We have Mr. Do Your Research. You know what I mean? Let me know something that Sledge has contributed, because he has contributed a lot. And I'm sure if you're here, most chances are you have been exposed. Richie says, let's go Sledge. Aaron's Awards and Adventure says, I would have never made a channel without the community. So many great people. Also says, Sledge is a big part of that. John says, exactly. Getting information from someone that has experience with a card that you don't is valuable. Sledge has a unique perspective. We all have our strong points. Filmo, hey Filmo, welcome to the live. Filmo says, love Sledge, that intro music hits hard. See, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people have things that are associated with their brand that, you know what I mean, has their stamp on it. When you get on Uh, Spencer Johnson, you can hear that the y'all. It's all about y'all. You know what I mean? Him and Odin, that's a part of his brand. You know what I mean? You got Sledge with the intro music and bum 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 bum. And then he flips the credit card holder open. You already know it's time to get down to business. You know what I mean? Sledge will remind you that his opinion means more than anyone else's. Another person like CJ's credit, he's first everywhere. CJ is actually here. He just doesn't know it yet. You got Luke, you have Stan the credit fraud. There's just so many people out there, and Sledge I can't lie, he's head and shoulders up there. You know what I mean? Really great guy. So it is my honor and pleasure to make this credit card spotlight about Sledging Team. So just in case, you definitely want to check it out. John, can you do me a favor in the chat for any reason? Because I think, it's such a small audience. I think everybody's seen this channel. But just in case anybody comes back and watches this live, can you drop Sledge's link in for his channel so that people can check him out and subscribe. I should have did that from the beginning, but I just do these lives without planning them. So let's see here. Aaron's Awards and Travel says Sledge gave me some good tips to help my videos get better. See, there it is. You know what I mean? In addition to that, his growth on YouTube as a YouTuber slash videographer slash credit blogger slash online, you know what I'm saying, online personality, that too has matured since the start of his channel. If you go back, I remember when he first started, I made sure to push out my channel, which was bigger at the time. I'm not even sure it's bigger anymore, but just to get eyes on it, because man, I'm telling you, this guy, he's a big deal. Definitely a big deal. So as Luke would say, Sledge both walks the walk and he talks the talk. So no one can really doubt his validity. Nobody can doubt his bona fides when it comes to, this credit card game. The man has, I think, closing on 40 credit cards. He goes where he wants to go, does what he wants to do, and you just can't doubt his success. So that's the guy, Sledging Team. His link is in the channel, is in the chat. So if you're watching this on the replay, by all means, please click his link. You will see it should be on the chat there. Um, we definitely want to get him, you know, as much attention as we can because he's a greatly needed resource in this community, and he's all about the community. But that's pretty much it. I didn't expect a lot of people to be here for an early morning live because I kind of halfway wasn't here when I first started. But you guys know me, around 15, 20 minutes in, I start getting my sea legs. So I know I was supposed to do Chad's perspectives. I was gonna do it yesterday, but yesterday, if you didn't know, it's my little son's birthday, so I had to work and then I focused on that. So probably maybe tomorrow or sometime during the weekend, I have a perspectives live that I want to do, solely focusing on Amex because there's some things about Amex that I found are a little misunderstood, and I also have some very unpopular opinions about Amex that I intend on standing on. So that is pretty much it. Yep, Mini Chad's birthday. Yeah, that's my little buddy. I was so happy. He was so happy. He had a blast. So, just to give you an indicator, he had so much fun. Came home and went right to sleep. That was it. He had his cake and it was done. It was a done deal after that. Magnificent Miles just tuned in. What I missed? Well, Magnificent Miles, I have no problem giving a synopsis. Magnificent Miles, this is a creator spotlight that I do every Friday to outline other creators in the YouTube space that I've met, I've commiserated with, and I like. So this YouTube creator spotlight was about Sledge Inc. team. The link to his channel is in the live chat put in by my moderator John. So by all means, please check out his channel. And I was just outlining some of the things that he's done, how our stories are similar, how he worked his way up from abysmal credit to fantastic credit, getting over 40 cards. He has American Express cards, PenFed cards, um, Navy Federal cards, City cards, Amex cards. He's beaten all the rules. He travels. He chronicles his travels. He uses both his points cards and his cashback cards to show people that he's not just talk, that he can do what it is that he says he's going to do. So you definitely want to check out. You want to check out Sledging Team. You know, you'll see him across a lot of channels just in case you bump into him over at Points Blank Travel. He's there. You know, he's helped. We have another creator in the live space, Aaron's Awards. Aaron's Awards and Adventures, who has also said that Sledge has helped him, you know, with his YouTube game in order to get his channel started. Aaron has one video out and is working on video number 2. So that is what this is. That's what this live is about. It's about you know, drawing attention to other creators, because when we all win, that doesn't mean I lose. So I do this every Friday, or at least the last 2 Fridays. I'm gonna try to keep it up as long as I can, because when I wrote out the list, I have a long list of creators that definitely I would like to, you know, big up. You know, I'm all about smaller creators. Those are the creators I tend to focus on more, because that means more to me, especially as a small creator, and it keeps me grounded in, you know, what I feel is important to the community. You know, fresh takes instead of recycled news. You know what I mean? Different perspectives as opposed to just the regular meta that everyone expects to hear, like, oh, the gold card is a workhorse. Oh my God, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is, you know, a must-have for everybody, or yada yada yada. That's what I mean when I say the meta. So it's stuff you expect to hear from everybody, which is on cycle. Now, the one thing that I've noticed in the community is that the Chase Sapphire Reserve is everybody's starting to switch to the CSR. And everybody's starting to give the Sapphire Reserve a little attention now, which I find to be a little odd, but, you know, it is what it is. So now that's starting to become part of the meta. So that's it. Short, the long story short, that's what you've missed so far. And I just decided to do this while I was driving to work, because I know when I get to work, I don't even know if lunchtime is going to be long enough to do this. So I just want to make sure it got out there. And afterwards, I'll do all the YouTube stuff. I'll go ahead and link Sledge and put a little description in there once I'm done with this and the live video processes through the back end of the studio. All right. So I'm almost at work, driving through these sunny South Florida streets. Let's see here. Please don't hit my car. All right, looking good. All right, well, yeah. So I don't want to waste you guys' time. We're almost at 25 minutes, but thank you all for who joined. I hope that you definitely, you know, appreciate your creators, support your creators. One thing I gotta say, this is a labor of love, but you have people who come out, they hit it, they're consistent. Sledge is just one of those people. So for all of the people who know Sledge and all the people who don't know Sledge, don't know what a big part of his brand is, and that is Salute Sledge, the General, has been the highlight of this Friday's Creator Spotlight. So you know we can't end without me letting you know the thing that means the most to me, and that is you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. I don't really, you know, not trying to hit super duper goals, because I find that every single one of you is a milestone, and I thank you, because without you, there is no me in this YouTube space, and it is much appreciated. And once again, in honor of the general of the credit card community,